With the Everglades to the east and Biscayne Bay to the west, we look down at the aqua, purple, and silver festooned Homestead Miami Speedway. Add to that list this afternoon's festivities as the Absolute Beginners IndyCar League makes its way back onto the oval this week. Coming at you live from the Sunshine State, welcome back for another GSRC presentation. I'm your host today, Sean Ambrose. And in the chair next to me is Dawson Never Say Die Brock. In the director's chair, the doctor of pit topology himself, I'm Jed Yaman, armed with cameras located, aimed, and zoomed, and focused by GSRC's camera guru, the great Dougie Beard. Over the next few minutes, we'll get you up to speed with the Absolute Beginners and their mission today. But let's talk about last week. The drivers traveled to the Great White North for a visit to Montreal and the Gilles Villeneuve circuit. 37 laps of intense action and a classic battle that included the names of Quokka and Vandenbelt. The fan belt would prevail, though, to take the final spot on that podium. And you know, most days, Ali Turkin's type of race would have resulted in victory. Instead, it was only good enough for second. But in the end, it was the runaway effort of Jan Schwitter that claimed the top spot of the day. Montreal lived up to the hype and the challenge for the field, but now it's time to get back on an oval today for some side-by-side open-wheel action. That means it's time to get Dawson in here and let him fill us in a little bit about Homestead Miami Speedway.
In the wake of the Hurricane Andrew in August 1992, South Florida racing promoter Ralph Sanchez began organizing construction of the region's first major motorsports facility as a part of the reconstruction of the devastated Homestead community. Groundbreaking took place the following August, and in November 2005 it hosted its first event, a NASCAR Busch Series race won by Dale Jarrett. With more than 1,000 palm trees and a Caribbean color scheme, the track projects a South Beach flavor that distinguishes it from other major racetracks in America. Another characteristic that makes this a great variable is the variable banking. Should be interesting to see what line drivers prefer over the course of the race. Let's take a look at Homestead and go for a ride in the GSRC DW12.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Global Sim Racing channel. My name is Brian Yazek and I'll be taking you for a spin around Homestead Miami Speedway in the DW12. Coming out of pit road, you're going to have to watch the wheel spin in first gear. You're going to try to keep it flat-footed right about here at the exit of the grass. Wind it up through the gears and hopefully you get your line perfectly through here into 3 and 4, getting ready for your hot lap. Bringing it down to the bottom, right about where that bottom seam is. Swing it right out here towards the light, and now you shift up into 5th gear, and away you go. Looking for a very late entry going into turn 1 here, and you're going to want to find that white line at the very bottom of the racetrack. So, coming off of turn 2, there's a bump out there that the DW12 should run low enough, but it shouldn't affect, but would get interesting as the race runs on. Going through here, you have to lift just a hair just to let the car sit into 3 and 4. Once again, bring it right out here by the wall. Now as the tires start to wear out, you're going to see guys move all over this track. So you can see him run right up here up against this second seam. And the nice part about that is if you have a guy just in front of you, you can get a great draft coming down the backstretch off of the top of the track. Same situation going in here into turns 3 and 4. Kind of split the middle there, but you're still going to want to drift up towards the exit of turn 4, bring it right up here towards the fence. Now I did mention that Homestead has a very unique pit entrance as well as exit because you do have to take the access road. So here's how we're going to get down the access road. Coming off of turn 2, you're going about 209, 210 miles an hour. Dive it off here to the flat part, down through the gears into about 3rd gear is where you're going to ride this. There's no banking down here, and the car wants to try to slide out. Coming right here to the opening, downshift into 1st, grab your pit road speed limiter, and now you're on pit road at a safe 50 miles an hour. This was your track guide around the Homestead Speedway. My name is Brian Yazek.
And that's a trip around Homestead with our good friend Brian Yazek in the GSRC DW12 under the lovely sunshine Florida is known for. Race fans, in the Absolute Beginners Indy League, there are 2 championships to concern ourselves with. One is for the drivers, and the second one for the teams. Now, the teams are limited to no more than 2 drivers. So, but we do have team championships to look at. We've got the points here for you in just a moment. Let's take a look at championship standings now. We'll start with the drivers here. And Henry Bennett currently up top with 80 points. Jan Schwitter's effort last week, though, really paid off. Up 6 on the board, just 2 points behind. Look for him to battle today. He's been awful good in practice. Zach Novak, 29 points behind the leader. And boy, that battle last week that Johan van der Belt found himself in, that netted him up the board 12 places into 4th. And now knocking on Zach Novak's door in 5th, it's Matt Kingsbury, 35 points behind our leader, and right there in that fight to get on the podium for the driver standings. Let's take a look at the teams real quick here. All right, we're looking at Petronas Racing Team. Jan Schwitter, Quokka, they're up top, 116 points right now. You've got this battle behind them with Maximum Attack and Last Lap Motorsports, the Lockdown Racing Team, where you see Novak, Kingsbury, and Bennett and his teammate up there in 2nd, and that is a good one. We'll keep an eye on their progress today. Sea Bottom Racing just outside of that in 4th. They did come up 7 spots up the board, though, after last week's effort. Johan van der Belt and Mr. Rugenbrink there, so we'll look at 5th, and that's Snoopy Dog Motorsports there in 5th, 43 points behind, so really nobody's gotten too far away yet here. We've got a great battle in the team standings. Now, this is a new league to us, to everyone. They made their debut just a few weeks ago. Dawson, why don't you fill everybody in on the race details today?
Yeah, as you mentioned, they're in their first season. This is the 3rd race of that season. We're going to run 12 races in all. It's going to alternate every other week, so we'll be here every 2 weeks bringing that to you live. Now, we have 3 drop weeks for these drivers, so you're going to be able to take a little vacation maybe on 9 of them races. But I'm definitely going to expect to see some drivers compete in all 12 and try and get as many points as they can. Now, today's race, we got 120 laps. It's going to be about 180 miles. Cautions are on, and it'll be interesting to watch how these drivers deal with that aero push. And maybe they'll be able to get spread out and get some good racing, and we'll see. Now, we have open setup, so these guys trying to make the most, so they're tweaking and getting every ounce of speed out of these cars with no fuel restrictions. So we're going to be looking at about 50 to 51 laps on a tank of fuel. It's going to be about 2 stops if this thing goes green the entire way. Now we have about a 20 incident cap, so if you getting them off tracks, it might be more important on the oval side, but or the road side, but here on this oval side, if you get 20 incidents, your car is probably going to end up being wrecked.
Well, Dawson, I'll tell you what, it's good that we went over those details, but let's take a look at qualifying real quick. There's only 2 minutes of it left, and a lot of our drivers have gotten their 3 laps in. Liam Quinn currently sits on the pole with a 24.944. Very, very competitive laps. Andrew Kinsella just goes across, puts himself into 3rd for just a moment. AJ Burton topples that with a 24.991 to sit in 3rd currently. And now Jan Schwitter gets his 2nd lap in. He goes a 24.981. Literally thousands separating the top runners here in the qualifying, Dawson.
Yeah, Jan Schwitter right now currently 2nd in points, and he's making another great run here. Got that car all the way up into 3rd spot. Now, one interesting thing to note, the fastest man in practice is not here right now. Henry Bennett, I don't know if he's having connection issues, but he's not even in the server, so we'll have to see if he can get back in here and maybe make the race.
Well, we certainly hope he does, and we've seen a couple of connection issues already. Hopefully those guys can get that sorted out and get back in here with us before we get started. Only a minute left now, just under a minute in qualifying. A couple of drivers still trying to get, I see Jose Crescente just getting his 2nd lap in, 22nd on the board right now. Ali Quokka out there right now. Ali just got 1 in, working on the 2nd one now. Looks to maybe get a little bit further up the board here. Let's see how he goes. Quokka, 2nd lap gets him all the way up to 6th in that Petronas livery on his DW12. And he's going to keep digging here. Nope, that's it. He shut it down. I think that's everybody. We can go ahead and go to our starting grid. Dawson, let's get it in here. The Absolute Beginners IndyCar League. Liam Quinn is your pole sitter today. A 24.945. Niall McBride right there with him at a 24.949. He'll sit second. Row 2, Andres Eck and Timu Toika. Row 3, Jan Schwitter, Ole Quokka. Row 4, AJ Burton. Andrew Kinsella starting 8th. That's a name we're familiar with from the Lionheart IndyCar Series. Max Kingsbury in row 5 starting 9th. And Michael Rugenbrink will round out the top 10, Dawson.
Just missing out on that top 10. And Edward Lack going to start 11th. Yal Valverde going to start 12th. David Third Degree Burns going to be sitting in 13th. And then Johan Vanderbilt just right next to him going to be in 14th. Richard Tam, Zach Novak going to make up 15th and 16th. And James Quinn and Gorg Nauyuks going to make 17th and 18th. Fabian Youngblood and then Henry Tobias Bergman going to round out the top 20.
All right, and we'll go a little bit further back. It's going to be 21st for Ray Kingsbury, 22nd for Jose Crescente, Thomas Kick in 23rd. 23rd, going to go to Michael Costantini. 24th there. 25th, Edgar Sancinelli. 26th, Henry Bennett. 27th, Christian Kabanka. And 28th, going to go to Michael Hafladaisen. Dawson, we're going to get out here and take a pace lap around. Talk to us about the tires and the push.
Yeah, so tires, obviously a big deal. I think they kind of go hand in hand, the two things you just said right there, the tires and the push. Get them tires, once they start to get worn out, you're going to see a little bit of a push out of the drivers. These cars aren't going to want to bite like they do on these early runs. I think tires are going to definitely be a premium like usual. Now the push, that's going to be an interesting thing. I think here a lot, I know personally I've kind of had to deal with it. These cars get a run and they get them at the wrong time. You catch a guy in the corner, you're going to have to let off and hopefully not hit that wall. That wall comes up pretty quick here at Homestead, even with that variable banking. Now, maybe we'll see guys trying to run that high side with that little extra banking on the top, try to get a little extra speed. The only problem is if you get up there and you get that push, there's really nowhere to go.
Yeah, and that's not where you want to find yourself. You don't want to find yourself with nowhere to go. These cars do not take damage well, and once they are damaged, they are significantly off pace. There is no fast repair allowed. You don't have a backup car. If you take on any damage, you will be in the pit, and you might be in the pit for a while. They will replace the front wing. They will replace the rear wing. Those all come at a cost of time, and time will be of the essence on those pit stops today, Dawson.
And I think another thing is we have them access roads here at Homestead. So guys are going to have to enter the pits on the backstretch, take that little access road and make their way into the pits. Now you can gain a lot of time and lose a lot of time there. So if we see some green flag stops, it should be really interesting.
Well, here we go. I'm ready. You ready, Dawson?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think it's about time to get to some racing here. As the pace car comes out of turn 4, it's going to get ready to pull off. It is off the speedway, and here we go. The green flag is out, and we are underway. Absolute Beginners League IndyCar Series at Homestead is running. Liam Quinn off to a good start here. Already jockeying for position up front. Everybody throughout the field starting to settle in here. Got a long way to go in this one. Looking to the inside, Andres Eck. Trying to get under Niall McBride. He's there. Trying to take the bottom way around on that white line. It does not work out. The top side moving with Liam Quinn and Niall McBride up front, Dawson.
Timu Toika looking to maybe make a move. No, not going to get enough of a run. This field really single filing out here as we look farther back. Just going to have to relax, get in, and that's a car down low. Who is that?
Henry Bennett starting from the pit lane. That's what that was. Henry coming out, getting on track with these guys as they complete the first lap. Quinn, Niall McBride, though, up front. That's the story. They're streaking away here. A lot of cars still scrambling, trying to find their spot in line here. It's turned into a bit of a trolley train around the track.
Yeah, and these Indy cars, it's kind of a big thing. You get that, not everybody's obviously the fastest through the turns, but you get that aero push and you get that speed on the straightaways. Guys are able to bunch back up kind of like an accordion.
Schwitter already starting to make his move. He's working on Toyka right now. Gets up under him, gets a nice run through the bottom of the turn. And he has found the rear wing of Andrew Kinsella, both of them moving up through the field already. Kinsella up 4 spots off that start, ready to take another spot here from Andres Eck. Wow, Kinsella showing some power early in that cool DW12. It looks like Eck going to lose another spot, or at least trying to here. Here comes Jan Schwitter. Eck going to fight a little bit harder on the outside this time, though, and going to get back in line. Schwitter going to settle for that 5th place spot for right now. Still really early days in this 120-lap race today.
We've seen Kinsella making a lot of great moves, and you wonder how big of a deal is that going to be with tires. Our guys who kind of just been riding, like McBride, and I mean, even Liam Quinn, are they going to have better tires if this goes for another 20 laps?
Well, it is a good start to the race. I like the pace up front, throughout the field. Not bad. We got a couple of movers. Richard Tam in his car, the number 13, he is up 4 spots already into 11th, knocking on the door of a top 10 right now with João Valverde right up in front of him. We got some side-by-side racing a little bit closer up front. Right now, there's Jan Schwitter again having a battle with AJ Burton. Timu Toyka right behind them. Schwitter opting for the higher side of the track right now. Dawson maybe trying to take care of the tires a bit.
Yeah, I wonder if that high side and how it's working. You're seeing a lot of this field running that lower side into that darker groove, keeping that little rubbered up spot on the track. I think maybe later on we'll see guys move up to the top side of the track.
Battle for the lead. Kinsella trying to take it away from Quinn. Ooh, and I think Kinsella got a good run there, but it stalls out on the backstretch. Quinn able to hold serve here up top. Folks, we are going to take a quick break here from the action. Just some technical difficulties we're going to sort out. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Global Sim Racing Channel and our coverage of the absolute beginners IndyCar League here this Saturday at Homestead, Miami. Nothing's changed up front here. We apologize for the quick technical difficulties, but we've got it sorted. Andrew Kinsella still in charge of this race since he took the lead away from Liam Quinn about 5 laps ago. And Dawson, we've already knocked out 14 laps, coming around for 15 here in this 120-lap race. 25-second laps. This could be a quick one if these guys continue this torrid pace.
Yeah, and we're seeing Kinsella starting to kind of pull away here from Liam Quinn. I think this field is starting to separate, and cream are rising to the top as the longer this run goes on. So we're seeing guys like Kinsella who definitely got that race set up trimmed out.
Yeah, and AJ Burton just with a move to get by Andres Eck. Eck keeps falling through the field, and I wonder if Eck is maybe playing the long game right now, maybe just a bit.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a strategy here. Eck, you take it easy, and if you play that right, you get the cards right, they fall right. The tires on these Indy cars, they definitely wear out. And, you can definitely burn them out too quick. So I wouldn't shut off quite yet on Andres Eck. He'll definitely, hopefully the car will turn back around.
All right, a battle for 14th. George Nyox getting around David Burns. That's a good move there in the turn. Now they're coming up here on Michael Rugenbrink, who's trying to hang on. I'm sorry, Michelle Rugenbrink. And actually, that was my bad. That's Henry Bennett. Bennett down a lap from the rest of the guys, actually. He had started from the pits there.
You know, a tough thing for Henry is that there's no lucky dog here in the IndyCar series, so
Yeah.
he's not going to be able to get that back around. He's got to earn it and get back to the front. We know he's fast. He's the fastest car in practice, just with a couple internet problems, just going to set him back.
Look at, oh, we got a spin in the back of the field. There's Michael Constantini with trouble there. I said it again. Michelle Constantini with trouble. It looked like the car drifted up the track just a little bit. The car in front of him, the Team Bushfink car of James King, I think it was. There's the end result, the spin, but it was just a bit of slight contact with James King. Let's see it this time. We'll go on board with Michelle this time. King starts coming up the track. Michelle tries to get out of it, but it was a little bit too late. He smacks up the front wing of that car pretty good, Dawson.
Yeah, and I think right there you saw that arrow push. King was just getting into the path of the car in front of him, David Burns, and the car just kind of drifted up and really nowhere for him to go. He kind of let off and drifted up the track, got right into him.
A lot of cars opting for the safety road on the backstretch, setting up for a pit stop here. In fact, most of your leaders, I only see one car that stayed out on track.
Ray Kingsbury gonna opt to stay out.
Yeah, okay. Now, Ray, just getting started. Apparently, might have had a connection issue, was late getting to the field. So Ray just getting started. So that makes sense for him staying in. Everybody coming into their box now. Active pit lane here. No restrictions on fuel or tires, and take what you need and get out. Kinsella out real quick. That was a mighty quick stop. In fact, 7.1 in the box. He's away and back out in the lead. Okay, that's a pretty good start. Tires are probably starting to yell at you just a little bit, Dawson, and well, you know, push might have led to that accident. So we got 20 really good laps out of the tires, and everybody comes in and switches things over again. Basically, we're going to start this thing fresh all over. What do you think?
Yeah, I think could be in set for another good green flag run. I know cautions breed cautions, but we saw how well they started out this race, getting spread out and just doing your thing, racing with the guys around you. So we'll see that again. It
seemed like we saw that level of respect that you look for sometimes on these fast ovals, where you can actually do some side-by-side racing and pass guys, knowing that you'll get by cleanly, and yeah, they may battle back with you, but they'll show you the same in return. So awful good start. The push, though, like we saw there, listen, it's real. It can and will cause problems on these tracks. If you're not familiar with the DW12, it's kind of one of the inherent features of this car on high-speed ovals. Running in traffic can be difficult. Some tracks better or worse than others. Homestead had a little bit of push here, and you know what? We never even talked about the wind. It is a little windy here today. It's, you know, gusting between 10 and 12 miles an hour, and that can lend itself to a little bit of trouble too, Dawson.
Yeah, and I think when you look at a car like the DW12, it's so reliant on that air. When you take it away or you make it inconsistent, the car really gets upset. You know, these things are pushing out so much downforce, and it's just crazy what you're able to engineer with these things. But yeah, just that little bit of disruption in the air going over your wings, and the car just doesn't want to work.
Yeah, and you know, you said it right there. Being able to engineer a setup that works at this track, open setup, a lot of adjustments you can make to the DW12, the ballast, we were talking about it before the race. Dawson, help me. The weight jacker, and how important that can be, is shifting the weight in the car, and taking advantage of that. And you can literally adjust that weight jacker all the way around the track to suit your style of racing. And boy, there's speed to be found with that adjustment.
Oh yeah, you know, when you hop in this car, there are so many adjustments that you can make. You know, you have all these buttons up and all your steering wheel, weight jackers being one of the most important ones, I think. You know, you can sense when your car is starting to wear out, it's starting to push a little bit, throw a little extra weight into the left side of your car, and the thing will turn a little bit nicer. And you know, these drivers are able to make insane adjustments.
All right, now we do go double file restarts here in the Absolute Beginners League, so everybody line back up. The lights are out in the pace car. Andrew Kinsella leads him down here, and they get past the commitment line there on the backstretch. Into turn 3, the Ford Mustang pace car about to peel off here. It's going to be Kinsella. Quinn to get it started once again. Kinsella worked his way all the way up to the point here. 7 positions gained already. Pace cars off. The green flag is out, and Kinsella jumps on the throttle, gets across the line first, already opening it up on the field. Back there scrambling, it looks like, is that Andreas Eck picking up a spot right off the start. He finds himself going almost 3 wide here with Jan Schwitter and Liam Quinn. Everybody trying to find their spot on track where they're comfortable. Everybody shuffling in here. One car starting to drop just a bit, though, is that Petronas machine, Ale Cuoca. Novak with a bit of a ride through the infield there. Trouble for him. We stay green and live.
Boy, what a restart for Andrew Kinsella, getting way out there, almost all by himself.
Yeah, they decided to gang up on him. That could be trouble. He could be a sitting duck up there. Looks like Schwitter finally found the pace. Richard Tam moving up through the field back here. He is into 7th, just getting by AJ Burton. Tam trying to take the quick way around here. He's got to watch out, though, in his mirror. Burton is there, and Burton going to try and make a move here. Going to slip down to the inside. As they go across the line, Burton wants it back. Not going to get it. That's hard fought indeed. Burton going to slot back in line.
Ale Cuoca is continuing to drop back here. He's all the way back in 11th.
Yeah, not sure what's going on there. Boy, driver had great speed last week in Montreal. Now, of course, this is much different. We are on a high-speed oval, a different set of skills required. Speaking of skills, moving up the inside, Richard Tam keeps going here. Now drops Andreas Eck, working on Niall McBride. Tam really moving here, Dawson.
Yeah, he's making some great moves. Ooh, we got 3 wide.
George Nyock's getting up under there. Here comes AJ Burton battling back. Those 4 right there really mixing it up. And it seems like Burton is the one that keeps getting shuffled on this deal. He keeps trying to work the bottom, and they just keep overtaking him up high, and they continue to drop Burton spots. He's down to 8th. Looking for an opportunity on the high side. It's not there. Teemu Toika getting around Liam Quinn just up in front of that. Quinn stuck on the high side. Toykin now starts a little bit of ground. Quinn finding the momentum up there on the top. He goes across the line, still holds on to his 3rd place spot. And, you know, we haven't forgotten about the leader. He's forgotten about the field. 1.8 seconds.
Yeah, that's just 1.8 seconds in front of Jan Schwitter. Schwitter even developing a little bit of a lead over Liam Quinn and the rest of the field.
Well, things always seem to balance themselves out in IndyCar racing. We've still got a long way to go. I say that, though, at the speeds they're turning, the laps they're turning, maybe it's not that long to go. Richard Tam still on the offensive, trying to get by Toyka, and the push got him.
Ooh.
Push really got him out of turn 4.
Yeah, Burton almost was going to look high, but then Richard Tam going to push up. Now he's going to make a run here on the high side. We got Richard Tam still going here. Even Edward Lack now making a move. Going to get around on that low side. Tam still working high. Ooh, now we got a spin behind him.
Oh boy, Andreas Eck, and it looks like it was a case of really, really bad net code. Joao Valverde was the first one there. Let's look at the replay. Darn, this is a mess and unfortunate because it all started with a little bit of net code. It's just so much distance in between them, Dawson. And then we have a situation there where the internet doesn't catch up with the sim, unfortunately. Let's go on board here. On board with Polka here. It's just, they're not even close to each other. Car goes around, and everybody behind, not everybody, but several cars behind get caught up in that. Jose Crescente was one of them. I believe Thomas Kick, and we know Joao Valverde got caught up in that too. If Joao is lucky, boy, he got a bit of damage on that. I think Joao is going to be probably the worst car hurt in that. He T-boned the car there on the track. Looks like most of the leaders all coming in as well. We got a few cars opting to stay out here, Dawson, but right now, like I said, all the leaders coming in for fresh tires and fuel. They weren't out that long, but looking back at it, it was about a 15-lap stint, so probably not a bad idea to come back down, huh?
Yeah, I think I would take tires here. I always like to have the stickers, but looking at the guys who stayed out, not a bad move. We saw Edward Lack, Richard Tam, Michelle Rugenbrink. All these guys had speed, so hopefully they can hold off the field and maybe mix this field up.
Yeah, Tam especially. That car was really, really moving well. I don't know, man. A difference in 15-lap tires over brand new tires, and you wonder how much better pace will those guys behind him really have. Edward Lack, good to see him up front. That was a very, very positive gain for the KFC machine. He's got the Colonel on there, man. How about that?
Yeah, I like that paint scheme. I like that red and yellow. It's a good looking car.
Well, today we will say he is the fastest chicken in the South. I'm gonna steal that from Clyde Torkel, and apologies to the chicken pit, but today the KFC machine is on point to restart this race, coming out of our second caution here in just a couple of minutes. Got a car stopped on track, not sure what's going on. Who is that, Dawson?
It's Matt Kingsbury. I don't know, maybe it's computer issues, steering wheel, something.
Well, I mean, Ray started the race late. We're not sure why. I wonder if, and I believe Ray and Matt still live in the same place. I'm wondering if they're experiencing some sort of connection issues right now or something of that nature. Yeah, they both right now are struggling. I see Ray had just reconnected a little while ago here.
There's been a lot of, you saw Henry Bennett, Matt Kingsbury, Ray Kingsbury, even a couple issues today.
All right. Well, listen, you know what? Honestly, we're going to come back. We're going to restart this race, I think, with maybe about 82 laps left to go. The lights just go out on the pace car. They did. We're going to restart this race with 83 laps to go. Any idea on what we're thinking about as far as the length on a fuel?
Yeah, so we're looking at about 50 laps, so you're going to be able to make it here on one stop, and I would expect the field to cut that in half if we get to that point. Now, what we might see is a couple guys who don't cut it in half, stay out and wait for maybe a caution. You know, with these tricky entrance and exit little roads that you have to take, you know, you might see a car try and get out there too quick, get into that grass, spin, bring out a caution. So I definitely think some cars near the back will try and stay out.
Yeah, those safety roads can be not so safe sometimes if you push it a little bit too hard, and you know, that lane that you're running on is not very wide, and you clip just a little bit of that grass, you're going for a wild ride. And the cars come around right now. In fact, I see one peeking out going into the pit. They're stepped out of line going in. Not sure who that was.
Ali Quokka.
Quokka with more trouble. That's strange. Wonder what's going on there. The lights are out. The pace car's getting ready to peel off the track. We're getting ready to go green here in the Absolute Beginners League. Here we go. Edward Lack with a nice jump. Jeez, he caught those guys sleeping. Lack gets out front quick. Tam, there he goes. He moves down. He's got second. Michelle Rugenbrink stuck behind. Andrew Kinsella trying to find his way here on the restart.
You know, we saw Kinsella get out to a big lead just like that, so I think that lead spot is going to be really important here later on in the race.
Well, listen, that's the one you want to be in with a DW12. You have clean air to work with. You'll be a faster car than everybody behind you. Richard Tam trying to make his move now, heading into turn 3, and he's going to get it. Wow. Tam just takes it. And he's now going to try and get crossed over. Lack going to try and cross him over. It doesn't happen. No. Lack moves down the track. Kinsella moved with him at the cost of almost getting the nose chopped off. And there's Kinsella down below. Kinsella following here, picking up the toe behind Tam. Or I'm sorry, behind Lack. The toe behind Tam just sounded cooler. Ooh, Tam got a little bit of a run, had to back out of it and go to the top side again. Edward Lack, look at this. Those older tires really got good pace here.
You got to remember that turquoise machine has a lot fresher tires on them. So, and we saw how fast Kinsella was. So Lack definitely holding on.
Well, like I said, the clean air, boy, that's the air you want. Kinsella trying to take it away, and boy, he does. He shoots it right there, going into the turn. Tam got nothing for him there. Moving out behind Tam is George Nyox. Trust me, folks, I'll get the names down, I promise. Dawson, not many moves happening yet. Everybody playing the patient game. I do see our friend AJ Burton starting to move up again. Right in front of him, Liam Quinn.
Yeah, Burton's been making a lot of moves. You know, we've seen it over the course of this race. Right in front of him, Jan Schwitter and Liam Quinn. Quinn was your pole sitter, and right now just sitting in 5th.
Yeah, Jan Schwitter still kind of taking it easy. Schwitter really close up to the wall. Now Schwitter getting past because of that. I think Schwitter found a little bit of that push. He's paying for it now. Henry Bennett, Rugenbrink trying to get around. This is the thick of the battle, folks, right here in the middle of your top 15.
James King even going to peek into this little party that we have going on.
Good showing here from TBR today. Team Bushvink Racing. James King and his teammate Timu Toika right behind him. Rugenbrink, Henry Bennett. Bennett finally getting around. Bennett up 18 spots right now. He's in 8th.
He was able to stay out on that first caution, get his lap back, and now he's running in the top 10. So a really fast car for Bennett, as we expected.
Bennett did the old-fashioned way. He earned it. It was a good job by him. Richard Tam still holding serve up here. AJ Burton back to fighting with him. We saw this a little bit earlier.
That Hershey's machine has been making moves all day.
I saw Joao Valverde just pulled off the track. He's back into the pits. That car, unfortunately, having trouble getting back into this race. Recovery is a long road for him. Look at everybody scrambling there down the front stretch. A piñata full of bees, as my buddy Soup likes to say. There you go. That battle right there. Quinn still going at it with Schwitter. Yep, the push.
Boy.
Quinn does a good job of keeping it off the wall. Bennett King at his door. Bennett right there on the bottom. Still got to watch out for the push. He's just close enough to AJ Burton in front of him where he's still in that dirty air. And now, if Bennett pulls up in front of him, yeah, it sees more trouble here for Quinn. Oh, Bennett continues to come through the field here. I like what I'm seeing out of the maximum attack machine. Honda power moving here. Trying to set up AJ Burton, Richard Tam. Look at that. He's able to pull it down there and get it to turn at speed. Continues the momentum. That might be the first car that we've actually seen run really, really well down on the bottom and actually maybe able to make a pass down there.
Yeah, you know, when you look at the track, you can tell that
it gets caught in the wash again, and man, the push was real. Here comes Jan Schwitter to take advantage of that. Schwitter going to advance now. He gets up under AJ Burton now.
Look at that run by Bennett, able to get alongside him. And
back and forth, man. Fun stuff as they continue to go here. This is the give and take, man, that you've got to deal with. It's been great so far. It's been great for our leader because they keep giving and taking back there, and he keeps moving forward now a second and a half ahead of Edward Lack, who restarted this race on point. Kinsella picked up several positions quick. Now finds himself in control. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Kinsella's got a little bit of experience here at Homestead. He runs in another IndyCar league and been behind the wheel of this DW12 for a while, so not incredibly shocked to see him there at the front, but being there at the front with 65 laps to go is one thing. Being there with 1 lap to go, well, that's another. We'll see how long he can hold on. Looks like Lack is maybe starting to get reeled in here a little bit by George Nyox right behind him.
Yeah, we've seen Nyox, you know, we haven't really talked about him very much. He was able to make some of the passes and get out of that pack that we were just covering. He's reeling Lack in with them fresher tires.
Yeah, about 15 laps separate the two on the tires.
Boy, if this thing keeps going green, them guys, Lack and Tam, they're gonna have to pit possibly a little early.
Yeah, they're gonna need fuel soon, probably sometime within about the next 10 to 15 laps here. But the battle behind them is still intense, man. We've got that piñata full of bees is still full of bees. Tam, Burton, Schwitter. I mean, there's an entire line of cars, to be honest with you. I mean, you go back to Henry Bennett and Liam Quinn, Timu Toyka, his teammate James King right behind him, Zach Novak. This is a train of cars that are all following each other's wake, and they're having to contend with that very same push that we saw up front. Oh, man, James King in a battle with Zach Novak. Novak almost puts it in the wall trying to get by him. Novak stuck up on the top side. He's going to have to settle back in behind James King. Going to try and cross him over out of turn 2, though. I'm sorry, out of turn 4.
Ooh, now we have a yellow.
Oh, we got a big car on the wall. Up in the fence is Jan Schwitter with trouble. Let's look at the replay. Jan Schwitter on board with him. What happened? Oh, was it the push get him here?
Ooh. Get just a little bit of net code.
Tell you what, we're going to go back live. We're going to head to a quick break here. We'll be right back on the Global Sim Racing channel. Welcome back to the Global Sim Racing channel here at Homestead Miami Speedway with the Absolute Beginners IndyCar League. Been a good race so far. Dawson, Andrew Kinsella going to restart the race from the point. As we get into turn 3, get ready to restart. The lights are off on the pace car. George Nyox all the way up to second. He will be at the front. It'll be a battle to see who can get into the clean air first when we get restarted. Kinsella controls the field. How will he handle it? The pace car is in, and he handles it on the throttle. Kinsella with a big jump, and he's going to get to the front first, obviously. Nyox going to slide in behind. There's A.J. Burton up as high as he's been, now in third. Henry Bennett making a big move down to the bottom to get into fourth. Richard Tam, Edward Lack just behind them. Tam and Lack still up in the front of this field. Bennett, though, trying to take it early. Gets in under A.J. Burton. He's going to try and hold it down there and get the position. Burton going to get a better run up top. And Bennett's going to have to slip in, and he slips back out, back down to the bottom.
Bennett's.
Go ahead.
Ooh. Yeah, he's just in that wash, just barely right behind them. Look at them two. That's Lack and Tam. They're catching these two.
And Lack and Tam have had pace all race. Now,
oh, there you go.
More contact. Tam, that was Tam, and caution is back out.
Oh,
as Tam and Lack.
hit.
Tam and Lack get together. Got a replay of it. Let's see what happened here. Well, I can tell you what happened. Somebody's washing up the track and get contact, catching it right there at the end. Dawson is a tough break for Tam. Was involved in that, and that contact he made there with Edward Lack. Lack, who'd been running up towards the front the whole race. James King. We're going to go on board James King because King just barely gets through that. He gets through unscathed. Dawson, this was kind of a pucker moment, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, you just kind of close your eyes, and hopefully you make it through.
Yeah. Boy, what a tough break, though, for Richard Tam. And Tam holds position, but Edward Lack, man, going to have so much work to do now. We don't even know how badly that car is hurt, but all the leaders decide to come back
Lack
in.
just hit the wall here trying to get back to pit road. Now that car's really damaged.
Oh, boy. Yeah. I don't think that's just going to get by with the Mako Special $3.99 paint job. I think they're going to need a little more work on that. Well, all your leaders did it again. Most of the big hitters all come down pit lane. Liam Quinn, James King, Niall McBride, Michelle Rugenbrink, David Burns all stay out on track. You know what? We've got another replay from above. Let's take another look one more time at this. And we don't have it, so that's okay. Don't worry about it, folks. We saw enough of it. I'm sure those guys would appreciate that we don't show it one more time anyway. See a couple cars peeling off here. There'd be a couple lap cars now. Or no, a couple of the guys up front decided, you know what? We better come in.
The two Kingsburys, try and maybe take their pit here.
Okay. All right. And yeah, they have had some problems today. The Kingsburys have. So they're several laps down and probably, well, I would say unless the rest of the field wrecks out, they won't be contenders today. Shame not to see them up front battling for the lead. But sometimes it's your day and sometimes it's not. All right, so what do we have up front? Well, guess who's back up front? Liam Quinn. After having a little bit of bad luck, Liam finds himself back at the front of this field. And the team Bushfink driver right behind him, James King. And that is a name we have seen on GSRC for years. Dawson, certainly prior to your arrival and maybe even prior to mine, but James has been around for quite a while.
It's really cool to see guys, who've been on this service. I still consider myself pretty, young to it. I joined it in 2014, 2013, right around there. So, yeah, some of these guys have been around since the beginning of it.
Yeah, and your Bushfink drivers now, you don't associate many of them with ovals. Most of those guys are road aces, and James certainly being one of them. But boy, showing up really well here on the oval here at Homestead. And nice to see the UK&I driver here in the front. In fact, your top three right now, the UK&I being represented very, very well. And what do we have, like 6 or 7 of them in the top 10 right now? This is a nice mix. I mean, we've basically spanned the planet. Well, I think one of the only groups I don't see is Asia. I think just pretty close to most of your international community is represented here in the Absolute Beginners League on the oval here at Homestead. The lights are out on the pace car, though, and we are getting ready to go green, green, green once again. We'll do it with 49 laps to go.
Yeah,
at the line.
You mentioned everybody, that's the cool thing about this. You kind of appease to the American guys. They like them ovals, and you appease to the international guys who really love the road. And you got to be able to do both. It's a really cool series here. Yeah,
and not many Americans here. Just a few. The Kingsburys, of course, being a couple of them. I think they're out of Massachusetts, if I remember correctly. Massachusetts or Pennsylvania.
Yeah, somewhere in New England. That's all three of that team, Kingsbury, and Novak.
That's right, Novak part of that as well. All right, here we go. The green flag is back out. Liam Quinn is back at the throttle really, really quick there. Gets a nice jump on King, and now McBride are left to fight with themselves. Ooh, Quinn finds that clean air early. 49 laps to go. He's going to need fuel one more time. They're all going to need fuel one more time to get this done. And they're already back to battling right behind him. King, McBride, already crossing each other over.
Really haven't talked much about McBride this race. He was on the front row with Quinn to start this race out, so he's got a really good car, as we know, just starting to reel Quinn in.
Ooh, scary moment for David Burns, the Martini DW12 sitting in 6th. The push was real. He got in behind Kinsella and almost gets into the wall. Kinsella picking up a spot, getting around James King. And Henry Bennett making a big, big move to get around David Burns. Bennett picking up a little help from behind here. Here comes George Nyack. Bennett continuing to advance, getting under James King. He's going to pass King. Bennett already charging back to the front here, Dawson.
Yeah, now we got, looking farther back, Richard Tam starting to struggle with his car. Fall right there with Fabian Youngblunt.
Kinsella trouble here up front. Trying to get in trouble. Here he goes. He gets by Niall McBride. All the way down on the bottom. Makes that work. Nice move out of turn 4 there for Kinsella. Kinsella going to try to pull it off on him.
Woo.
Bennett back here. Sorry, Bennett back here fighting too. Yeah, it's busy. We're battle back up at the front. It's Kinsella and Quinn. Dr. Quinn trying to hold off Andrew Kinsella. Tell you what, that is a bright green car, Dawson.
Yeah, you know, it sticks out. I've always kind of liked that bright color, but I tell you what, Kinsella's that turquoise. We've seen a couple cars with that turquoise and other really cool colors here, but the front.
There's an old racing thing about not putting green on your race car, but it looks good on that one. Who was that coming? Somebody coming at? Was that Henrik Bergman? Yeah, Bergman coming down the pit lane. Oh, Kinsella going to try and take the spot back here up front. Hey, you know what? Attacking for the bottom just doesn't seem the place to do it here today, Dawson.
Yeah, you know, he's not getting enough of a run in the turn, and now Quinn going to block down on the low side. But yeah, no, I think that high side really, I think it's kind of been a little bit faster. You get that run, and there we go. We'll see here. Quinn's going to get a nice run down the backstretch, though, as you see. I don't know.
Confirmation from the Peanut Gallery. The Kingsburys are Connecticut guys, just across the Long Island Sound from me. Kinsella with another run out of here. Can he pull it off this time? Woohoo! Quinn just continues to fight up there, man. Nice drive off the turn. He's finding grip and power up there every time. I think Kinsella's going to have to change his strategy here just a little bit, Dawson.
Yeah, I think Quinn's got a really nice defense. You know, just run that high side and make him pass you low. And he's not getting enough of a run on Quinn. There you look. See, yeah, that's not going to be enough. He's got to get out, roll out of it just a bit.
Boy, and you can see Kinsella fighting the push. That machine, as it got off the exit of the turn there, the car really tightened up on him just a bit.
You know, the more attempts that he makes at that, the more them tires are wearing away.
Yep.
Quinn, you're sitting in a good spot. Just keep doing your thing.
He's not having to deal with that push. So much easier to turn that car when you don't have to deal with that push. And, you know, for anyone who's sitting there thinking, well, it's just these guys are running flat out. No, not really. You got to drive this track. It does take a little finesse with the throttle. No, you're not using the brake, but you do need a little finesse with the throttle to get the car to turn, especially when you're riding in the wake like Kinsella's been doing.
Yeah, I would guess that Kinsella hasn't been flat out here. I mean, you know, you catch him and then you get alongside him, and if you stick in that throttle, you're going to drift right back up to that wall. And yeah, no, these Indy cars are not as easy as it would appear. And
hey, listen, I'm not speaking out of turn here. We've heard that we know that this coming week the IR18 is going to make its debut on iRacing, and we're getting early reports that the ABIL is going to make the switch over to the IR18. We'll be curious to see how that car handles and how it deals with push.
And with this being an open setup league, cars, teams, they're all going to have to make them changes and learn the new car. So we'll see. We got a yellow out.
Oh, Michelle with trouble. Oh, Matt Kingsbury involved in that. Michelle Rugenbrink. They just got side by side. Kingsbury, Rugenbrink get side by side. It sends Kingsbury up into the wall, and Kingsbury slides back across the track, collects Rugenbrink. We'll go on board Rugenbrink here. Looks like he's holding his line down there on the bottom. Kingsbury comes down the track just a little bit, makes very, very slight contact. enough to push him up. Like I said, it was sliding him back across the track that catches Rugenbrake and destroys his race car. That's going to be a lot of damage for Rugenbrake to have to deal with. And Dawson, that was something I was going to get to talking about as the field comes down the pit lane here. A lot of attrition in this race, and honestly, it's been a great race. Little
yeah, we haven't
when I look down the field and I see so many still in the pit.
Yeah, you know, we've only had a couple cautions, but the cautions that have happened have taken out a couple cars here and there. So the amount of cars, I think that the one just before, the one with the multiple cars there on the front stretch, everybody kind of getting involved, that was a big one.
Well, Kinsella and Quinn fighting out of the pit lane, trying to figure out who got out first. Right now, it's Quinn.
Even McBride, they were 3 wide coming off the exit. Yeah, this little exit, this little path, that is not room for 3 cars. We had to get that sorted out.
So, here we go. I don't know. This time we're going to restart with about 30 left. It looks like all of our contenders, anybody who's somebody left in this race right now, well, they're good to the end. If we can get that green flag to fly until the white.
Yeah, and you know where we're sitting right now, laps wise, you're looking at we should be good. So.
All right, we probably got a couple more laps. Let's run through the field real quick and see where everybody here still on track is at. All right, now currently, Ali Quokka, all right, still on track. Now Quokka has not pit. That car is damaged. He is on the lead lap with everybody else now. Okay, he is our leader, but boy, I don't expect that to last too long. Car's got damaged still, and you know what? Almost 20 laps on his run. He's going to have to come in and take a pit. So we'll go back to second. Liam Quinn. Andrew Kinsella still holding on to third. Niall McBride will start in fourth. Henry Bennett. I'm sorry. Yeah, Henry Bennett looks to restart in fifth. George Niox, sixth. AJ Burton, seventh currently. James King, eighth. Johan Vanderbilt. Now, there is a wild card that we have not spoken about today. And I'll tell you what, the fan belt right now, car is clean. He was awful good in practice. I watched him quite a bit. The Sprite DW12 could be a contender in this thing, and he's in a perfect spot to do it from right now, Dawson.
Yeah, and I think that was the big thing you mentioned there. Clean car. He's just kind of been doing his thing, biding his time, putting in laps. Now he's got a chance, you know, just sitting right inside that top 10. Maybe he has a chance to make a move towards the front.
All right, well, we've got the lights out on the pace car. We get ready to get restarted here as they head through turns 1 and 2. How many cars are we still looking at on track here? I think we've got about 15. Is that right? I see 15 still on track.
Timu just got out of the pits, so I think we're looking at about 16. Sure,
well, go ahead, Dawson.
Yeah, I'm not sure why Timu, he looked like just a little bit of a late pit stop.
All right, let's remember, Ali Quokka is going to restart this race from the point. How long he's going to stay there, well, that'll be for everybody else behind him to decide. In fact, several drivers already putting out a warning that the leader has got some damage on that car. It's some side pod damage. Now, these wings look fine, so I don't know. We'll see how well he gets going here. The pace car is off, and he gets going fine right on that throttle. I mean, he hammers it down. Across the line, gets into the clean air quick. Kinsella left to fight with Liam Quinn back here. Now McBride left by himself there in the middle, and he's got to deal with Henry Bennett and George Niox. Everybody trying to find their little piece of earth to deal with here. Kinsella already up to the point.
Boy.
Yikes.
Back goes Nauyuk's going to get split 3 wide. And now, oh boy, Quokka and Quinn almost make contact.
I think they did make contact, and I think we got lucky that, that Quokka didn't go around. Quokka now having to deal with push back there. Well, Quokka gambled. It might have worked out for him. We'll see.
To go 3 wide here again.
He's continuing to drop, though. Kinsella continuing to get away. Almost 3/4 of a second now separate him and Henry Bennett. Bennett coming under fire from Liam Quinn. The real battle right behind them, though. It's A.J. Burton again. We keep talking about him. George Nyox, Niall McBride, all fighting for that 4th spot right there. Quokka continuing to drop. Johan Vanderbilt getting around him. Johan starting to make his charge here. Got to get busy. 28 laps left to go. James King will be a good car to work with up in front of him. King, another driver who's up many spots through this field. Tram is fighting with Fabian Youngbluth. Youngbluth, who had trouble earlier in this race, now finding the speed. Gets himself into 11th. Up for 3rd, Liam Quinn, taking it away from A.J. Burton. You name the place, there's a battle on the track. Quinn trying to get back up to the front. He's going to have to get through Henry Bennett. Henry Bennett, the biggest mover in this race, 24 spots. Finds himself in 2nd, but still 3/4 of a second away from our leader, Andrew Kinsella. Quinn now under attack. Here comes A.J. Burton. Gets in the slipstream, going to come under and get a nice run through the bottom of the turn. Quinn's not going to be able to get that back. Not now. He's going to have to go to work here. Quinn, crosses him over down on the inside. Quinn going to take it back. 1 turn, basically. He had it for 1 turn, and he took it away.
More of these guys race. Jordan Nauyux, he's going to be right behind them, kind of catching them. Maybe you're going to throw 3 cars into this battle.
Maybe a little leapfrog to try and catch the leader? You think that'll help, or... We're hurt here at this point.
Well, I don't know. I think if they can keep doing their thing, I guess, yeah, they're running a little bit faster than the guy in front of them. Not by much, but boy, that should be interesting to see.
You've got to do it just right, though. You've got to pick your spots on track where you're going to cross each other over and make sure you continue to pick up momentum. And it looks like Burton and Quinn have got a little something going here.
I mean, yeah, you know, the cars in front of them, they have that clean air, but they don't have that pull down the straightaway like the other guys do.
Boy, Kinsella really starting to exploit the clean air, though. Continues to pull away a little bit at a time here from Henry Bennett. It's cool to be up front. Dawson battling for 4th. You know, Liam Quinn having to defend here against A.J. Burton and George Nyox, but George and A.J. having their own little battle, it looks like, for that position. The game of leapfrog may have ended.
Yeah, I don't know. It was going well for a while, and now we have a caution.
I think it was Ray Kingsbury slow on the track. It was. Kingsbury hits the wall. Let's look at the replay here and try and find out what happened. Oh, it was coming. Looked like it was coming out of turn 4. He had trouble. Actually, yeah, out of turn 4, he had contact with Ollie Quokka getting by. Watch this. Quokka up there on the top side. Ray down there on the bottom. Polka comes down across, makes that contact. Kingsbury right into that inside retaining wall. We'll catch it from above. That's going to certainly change things up here just a bit. Yeah, Ray coming on saying he had really no idea that Ollie had hit the wall there. Ollie was doing his best to just try and hold that car together. But sometimes when you hit that wall there, there's really nothing you can do. You're merely a passenger. And look at this field coming down to the pit now. I would suspect this may be the last stop here, Dawson.
Yeah, I think, 20 laps left, I think tires should be fine from here on out. No reason to lose that track position. Ooh, Liam Quinn sliding through his box just a bit.
Kinsella going to get out first. Boy, Quinn going to lose a bunch there getting out. That's Niall McBride and James King both get out in front of him.
Tell you what, though, big pit stop there for Andrew Kinsella. He's going to get that lead, and now he should be able to run away.
All right, we're going to step away for just a moment here on the Global Sim Racing channel. Take a quick break. We'll be right back for what we believe will be the completion of this race. See you in just a moment. And welcome back to the Global Sim Racing channel. We are back here. The Absolute Beginners IndyCar League from Homestead, Miami Speedway. About ready to get restarted here. Andrew Kinsella, Henry Bennett going to get things sorted out for us as the Ford Mustang pace car begins its trip through turn 4. It will get ready to peel off this track and set this field loose. Here we go. This could be it. Boy, and Kinsella really gets him backed up there. A little bit of strategy being played, and then he jumps off. Bennett able to slip in line in front of A.J. Burton. Things already starting to look a little crazy. As George Nyox dips below James King there. Henry Bennett looking to the top side, maybe try and attack Kinsella. It's not going to work. Kinsella able to keep him behind. AJ Burton still struggling to hang into that third spot. Bennett gets to the top, looking for the momentum up there. It's not there. We're all dealing with fresh tires up front here. Everybody's still trying to sort themselves out. There goes Niall McBride, looking to make a move to the bottom under AJ Burton. Kinsella still hard on the throttle, though. Henry Bennett getting some momentum down the front stretch here. He got into the toe, trying to exploit that here on Kinsella.
I think that was the first restart Kinsella had that he didn't run away with it. Bennett doing a great job to stick with him.
Yeah, well, you know, Kinsella, I think he was trying to play some head games with the field there by trying to stack him up a little bit. And boy, I don't know if that really worked out for him. I think that strategy failed. He'd much rather be a good full second ahead right now. Instead, he is the victim being hunted. Boy, here comes Henry again on the top. Now he's getting a little help from AJ Burton behind. Burton kind of back there, maybe playing Switzerland a little bit. Now he's kind of hanging out in the middle, kind of trying to figure out who to run with. But look at that, Bennett finally gets around Kinsella. He's not going to drop down. He's going to leave the bottom open. Kinsella going to continue to ride down there and challenge him. This could continue for the next 10 laps. And we still won't know who the winner was until they came right to the line.
Oh, boy.
Hashtag the push is real. What a race up front. Man, those two are really battling. Oh, Burton looking to get in there. Don't leave the door too open, guys. AJ Burton wants his slice of the pie here. You can
just under 10 to go here. Burton trying to make his move.
And there we go. Henry Bennett slides it down to the bottom there. First time he's gone down there, and question is, will he go back? No, he's going to stay up into that middle groove there. Kinsella going to get the spot back for now. Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah. 8. Boy, this is getting tense. If you're Bennett, you don't want to push too hard, use the car up and possibly damage yourself. You just want to do enough to make the move last, to make the last move. Do it too soon, he gets it back. Find the right moment, you could come up a winner here. And we can't talk enough about AJ Burton. He could be the guy that wins it all if he can avoid trouble and somehow take advantage of their mistake. Ooh, there's a mistake. Henry Bennett up in the wall there. I think he got a little bit of a scrape there on the right side, and that definitely scuffed off some speed and allowed AJ Burton to get right up alongside him, but AJ not able to do anything with it. George Nyock still fighting hard there, but still stuck in 4th place.
So Nyock's plenty in this picture. Something happens here. I think once these guys start getting side by side again, Burton and Nyock's are going to have opportunities.
All right, who wins it? 5 to go. What do you think?
Man, I like sitting out in front. Kinsella, he's got a nice position up there. Starting to run away even.
A little bit, yeah. It's going to be awful hard to pass him. I talked about his experience here at Homestead, his experience in this car to begin, period. Certainly the scales are tilted in his favor right now, I think. Henry Bennett, though, what a charge he's made through this field during this entire race. Starting all the way back in, what was that, 26th place. I'd be absolutely tickled to be this far up in the field right now. Boy, and the push just killing Bennett back there. He got a run at Kinsella and then just ran right up the track. Poor AJ Burton back there having to deal with the same thing, Dawson.
And I think now you're starting to see with that push push. These guys are starting to spread out just a little bit, right at the time where we'd kind of want them to close up. Even now, Yucks, he's definitely dropping back.
All right, here we go. Coming to the line. 2 laps to go. Kinsella holding on. Barely. A 1/10 of a second here. Separate him and Henry Bennett. Bennett trying to close him. Too close to him here. This is going to be, he's going to push. You see that he's having to get out of the throttle. AJ Burton able to take it away down below. Can Burton possibly climb to the second spot? The white flag is out. Here comes Andrew Kinsella out of turn 2. Down the backstretch one last time. He's pulling away. The battle is for second. Kinsella's got this. Out of turn 4. Homestead Miami Speedway belongs to Andrew Kinsella today. Oh, what a battle back there. Bennett, Burton, 1, 2, 3, and George Nyox sticks his nose in there to try and take it 3 wide there at the end. He'll wind up with 4th.
Wow, what a finish.
Yeah, once Kinsella pulled away, though, that battle between Bennett and Burton was a good one to follow and watch there. Our congratulations to Andrew Kinsella, your winner today here at Homestead, Miami. All right, so what we'll do is we'll step away again for just one more quick break here. We'll come back with our results and hopefully talk to a couple of the drivers. We'll see you in just a moment. Absolute Beginners IndyCar League has just put this one in the books from Homestead, 120 laps. And Andrew Kinsella comes from his 8th place starting position to win this thing. What a day for Kinsella and the cool DW12. Henry Bennett, he is hands down our hard charger of the race. He started back in 26th, comes up all the way to finish second in the 007 machine. AJ Burton, the great run in the thick of it all day. Third, George Nyox, another driver in the thick of it all day. Fourth, fifth goes to Liam Quinn. Liam Quinn was on the pole and started this race up there and was battling all day, but fifth is the best he can do. Niall McBride, sixth. James King with a 7th place finish. Richard Tam, you know, Tam was one of those guys that I thought maybe had a shot to win this thing, but he winds up 8th. Fabian Jungbluth comes home 9th, and David Burns going to round out your top 10, Dawson.
Johan Vandenbelt started 14th up to 11th. Not a bad day for him. Zach Novak, didn't really talk about him much. He's going to finish 12th. Ali Cuoco, we saw him up front. He started 6th, but a little bit of trouble, started 13th. And then we go to our lap cars. Timu Toika, 14th. Matt Kingsbury, 15th. Michelle Rugenbrink, 16th. Ray Kingsbury, 17th. Henrik Bergman, 18th. Edward Lack, 19th. And Jan Schwitter going to round out the top 20.
All right, and completing our field, it's going to be Joao Valverde. Tough luck for him. Thomas Kick, Andreas Eck. Man, Eck was up there battling for a win, and he found trouble. Jose Crescente finds trouble as well. 24th, Michelle Constantini. 25th, 26th, Edgar Sancinelli. Christian Kabanka will finish 27th and 28th. Got to go to Michael Hafladazen today. First order of business is we've got to catch up with Andrew Kinsella, bringing him down here now. Andrew, buddy, I know you, don't I? Congratulations, we've met before.
I believe we've met once or twice there, Sean.
Yeah.
I believe the first time we met actually was almost a year ago in this very victory lane.
Yeah, buddy. Homestead just seems to be a track really set up for you. This is your track, man. Talk to us about, one, your strategy going in, and two, what makes you so fast here?
I love Homestead. I love the progressive banking. I've got the line down perfect pretty much, I think. But the strategy going in was I didn't have the best qualifying. I had to have a pretty big lift in turn 4, so I was back in 8th. But I knew that I had a much better set than that. So basically, it was get to the front as quickly as possible while I still had tires, and then just watch the fuel, make sure that I kept the fuel nice and low on the stops, so I never went above about 15 gallons, and it just let the car settle for the most part. And I think I had the right strategy to win at the end there.
Okay, but admit it though, clean air is king at this track, isn't it?
Oh, clean air is beautiful. That's why I was a little bit aggressive going through the field at the beginning. I think it took me like 6 laps to get up to first, and I knew that once I got into first, that just that clean air, having that in front of me, it was going to make all the difference. I could save tires, I could save fuel, I could do basically whatever I wanted and run the line that I needed to. So that was definitely the key.
Now, we know that the absolute beginners are new to this machine, and a lot of their fans that they've brought over to watch are somewhat new to the DW12. Talk about that push and what it's really, really like when you find yourself behind somebody. How hard is it to really control the car?
Like you have to anticipate the push before it even happens. You have to be off the throttle before that push starts to send you up the track, because if you get off the throttle when you're already behind someone, basically the weight doesn't shift forward quick enough, and you're just still, even when you get out of the aero push, you're still pushing towards the wall. So it's all about anticipation. The aero push is massive in this car. Hopefully with the new IR 18 that we're going to go to in iRacing and in the Absolute Beginner Series, the aero push will be a little bit less and the passing will be a bit easier. But that is the challenge of this car, is definitely the aero push.
So your experience in this DW12 and having the advantage of running with the Lionheart IndyCar series for some time now, Do you feel like week in, week out that you maybe have a bit of an advantage on these guys on this field?
Yeah, I probably have a little bit of an advantage, just especially working so hard on the sets as well. This is an open setup series after all, unlike the Lionheart, so I'm able to set the car up exactly how I want it, and I just have so many laps in this car at all these tracks that I definitely feel like I have an inside track not only on the driving but on the setups as well.
All right, Andrew. Well, listen, congratulations. We'll see you in a couple of weeks, and I'm sure you'll have lots to do between now and then. So thanks again for your time. Congratulations on the win, and any quick shout out to a sponsor or fans or friends.
Thanks, Sean. I just want to give a shout out to the rest of Absolute Zero and Powerslide. Christian couldn't make it. My teammate in this particular series couldn't make it, and then we had a good finish with the rest of sort of the gang, as you would call it, at Absolute Zero and Powerslide in the race. So very, very happy with this win and this result, not just for myself, but for the team as well.
All right, folks, that was Andrew Kinsella, and we thank him. And right now, Dawson has caught up with a very happy Henry Bennett.
Yeah, very happy Henry Bennett indeed. I would assume, second place isn't the funnest place to finish, but when you consider how far back you had to start, that was one heck of a drive. So how you feeling?
I'm feeling great. Yeah, more than happy with second, and happy with for Andrew to get the win as well. Him being one of my teammates at Powerslide. Can't have gone worse, the build up to the race.
Yeah, we talk about, you finished second. You had a chance there. You guys were kind of fighting, but it seemed like the aero push, he's just started to run away. He had that car hooked up all day. What seemed to make the difference?
I think we were about even after the last restart. And just as the tyres were starting to die, he made one last move into turn 3. And he was pushing up, and I wanted to not risk my second place, so I made room for him. And after that, the tyres weren't good enough to attempt to pass again. And with the aero push behind him, and then with AJ on the attack, all I could really do was defend my second place.
Yeah, definitely smart racing, and when you consider the points race and all of that, definitely a good decision. But over the race, we saw you move up through the field, and you had a couple times where you stayed out. How big were tires? Were they really falling off? Was it about 10 laps and you wanted new tires?
Oh yeah, the tires wore out quite quickly. I think there's a difference of like a second between new tires and the end of your stint. So if you were on old tires and the rest of the field were on new tires, you'd just go backwards.
So yeah, one final thing, we talk about the push, and obviously having to work up through the field, you had to deal with it quite a bit. Is there anything really that you can do to manage it? Do you play with them weight jackers, or what's the strategy for you?
Yeah, this track more than any, I was playing with the weight jackers, and because the four corners are so different, and especially turn 4, so you set up the car to turn with lots of oversteer for turn 4, so you don't end up in the wall. But then through turn 1 and 2, where you're flat out, it's too loose, so you have to go negative weight jacker there almost from the beginning of the stint. So every straight, I'm changing the weight jacker basically.
All right, well, congratulations on your second win next week. 2 weeks from now, we're gonna turn left and right. You kind of ready to do that?
Oh yeah, I love Barber, and looking forward to trying the new Indy car.
All right, well, the floor is yours if you want to thank anybody.
Again, just thank everyone on my team, Powerslide, Absolute Zero, and Maximum Attack, and you guys at GSRC.
All right, well, thanks for stopping in, and we'll see you in 2 weeks, hopefully.
Thanks, see you.
All right, that was Henry Bennett. Sean, you caught up with AJ Burton?
Man, we got the whole podium today. AJ Burton, congratulations. It was a little bit of work out there today, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Thanks very much, guys, for the compliments. It was a really tough race. I hit the wall quite early on in the race and damaged my side pod. And from then on, I thought it was going to be a real struggle to get up to the front. But luckily, the car handled perfectly. Got to thank the Vortex guys for that setup. It was beautiful to drive in. Yeah, in the end, nearly got the win.
And you were driving, buddy. I mean, you were scrambling all over the place. You mixed it up with at least a dozen different guys today, and every time it seemed like a very intense fight. Any sweat left at this point, or are you all dried up?
I'm going to need a big rest after that race. That was really tough. Had some great scraps with Liam, Henry at the end. Obviously, I bet that was a great watch for you guys.
Yeah, it really was. That finish, man. Did you know where you were there at the finish, or did you think maybe you'd lost your spot?
I had no idea. I had my teammate Michelli shouting in my ear for that final stint, and even he couldn't work out what was going on.
All right, so it's a podium finish. I'm going to ask you the very, very important question. How does AJ Burton celebrate a podium finish this evening?
Tough question. Might go crack open a beer.
See, I thought maybe that a pint would be in play. So good for you. All right.
That certainly is.
All right. Well, so we head back to the road course. We started on the oval. We went to the road course. We're back in the oval. We're back to the road course. What do you prefer, road course or oval? What's your forte?
Oh, I'm definitely an oval guy. I've been racing it here on iRacing for the best part of 3 years now. Certainly having a lot of fun there, and yeah, it's what I'm more comfortable on in this car. But there's a couple of road courses I hope to do well on, so we'll see.
And okay, so you're UK and I. Where do you reside there?
I'm just outside London.
So closest circuit to you there would be what?
Probably Brands Hatch. It's about 20 miles away.
All right, we were at Brands Hatch yesterday with the Apex Online Racing Series. So, I'm going to assume you've been there.
I haven't. No, I've been to Silverstone for the Formula One, but no, not to Brands Hatch.
I think they do track days at Brands Hatch. You got to get the car out there. I don't know what you drive, but got to think you'd want to do some laps around there, huh?
Oh, certainly. Maybe one day. I don't want to scratch my car. I might crash it, but you never know.
All right. Well, listen, great to chat with you. We will catch you in a couple of weeks, and we thank you. Anybody you'd like to thank?
Just my teammate Edward Lack for some sort of advice during the race, David Stridd as a spotter, and the Vortex guys in particular for really great setup that nearly got us the win today.
All right. Well, maybe you'll get that win next time. That is AJ Burton. Dawson, talk to Richard Tam real quick, because Richard had one heck of a race and maybe came up a little bit short there at the end, but he was sure exciting to watch charging through the field.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Just talk about it. Go ahead.
First time in these interview rooms, so just tell me what to do, and I'll do it.
I tell you, how about just talk about, well, you had an exciting race. You stood out. You didn't take tires at one stop, and it seemed like it worked out for you.
Yeah, I remember that. I forgot which lap it was. Edward and we just stayed out, I think, with Mikkel. I was always planning to stay out because dicing with George and AJ, I felt that I kind of needed to do something different from everyone just to get up there. And it went well. And then there was that incident with Edward. I think I might have gotten some damage out of it. And yeah, my race was kind of done from there. But I still tried to charge back up front at the end, which yeah.
You just seemed like that maybe just lost a little bit of speed. Was there any damage, or just not working out?
I was trying to ask Henry, but I think there was a bit of damage at the end. I had to use -5 weight tracker, which is I don't never use it. At most at Homestead, probably -2. So I had to use it right from the beginning of the run, or else it was too loose. I didn't realize the first restart after the incident, and that's why I kind of dropped all the way near the back, and I kind of figured it out near the end, but I might have been a bit too late to kind of salvage a top 5 or so.
All right, well, we will see you in 2 weeks in the new Indy car, the IR18, so hopefully we can talk to you again then too.
Oh, thank you.
All right, that's Richard Tam. And Sean, wow, what a race.
Boy, it was a nail biter, right down to the checkered flag, and an awful lot of fun to be up here in the booth with you here this week. But now it's time to say goodbye. And first, we want to start by thanking the Absolute Beginners League for organizing the IndyCar series here and contracting with GSRC to broadcast it. We also want to send our thanks to the companies, equipment, and software that you see on the screen now and that we use on our broadcast every time you see us. Remember, the original music that you're hearing that gives every GSRC broadcast that unique flavor and feel is thanks to Eric Ekholm and Casey Lalonde. You see him right there on screen. That's how you get in touch with him. Reach out to him if you need some cool music. They are the guys to contact. Awesome.
The ABIL returns in 2 weeks. On the 17th of March, they'll go to Skip Barber Motorsports Park. GSRC will be there to bring you all the action, and we hope you join us. Sliding across your screen now are some of the upcoming broadcasts, so check those out and mark them down on your calendar. If you'd like more information about GSRC, including a complete list of future broadcasts, you can find them at www.globalsimracingchannel.com and find the time to subscribe to this YouTube channel. We're also on Twitter at GSR Channel and Facebook at /Global Sim Racing Channel.
All right, and finally, on behalf of the man whose voice you just heard, Dawson, Never Say Die Brock, our director, Amjad Yaman, the doctor behind the controls today, our great camera artist, Dougie Beard, I'd like to thank all of you for watching. With that said, we're off to have fun storming the castle for our old buddy Soup. So until next time, race clean, race hard, and I'll see you on the track.